Jay-Z, you're just like Diddy. I can't stand your arrogant, condescending attitude. Nicki posted a video of you wearing a pink wig, and I retweeted it. Nothing more. You deserved it. Everyone knows about our feud. It's been going on for over 20 years. I've seen all your manipulation in the industry, from power struggles to cultural control. In 2015, when Tidal launched, Nicki helped you build it from nobody to a successful platform, and you immediately pocketed her $7.9 million in royalties. Lil Wayne was qualified for the Super Bowl, but you kicked him out of personal grudges. How is that any different from Diddy forcing his artists to sign unfair contracts? Just because Nicki didn't align with him, he resorts to this kind of suppression. You're truly despicable. What's even more interesting is that right after I showed him and his father's photo in the documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning, you immediately had your lawyer send me a warning letter saying I overstepped my bounds. When you wrote the lyrics to exonerate Diddy back then, why didn't you think about today? You say the film is malicious slander, but why don't you dare sue me for defamation? Because all the evidence I have is true. I haven't finished reporting the witnesses in my documentary, and I haven't released all the Tidal profit sharing documents. If you know what's good for you, pay back what you owe Nicki with interest. Don't wait until I make Jay-Z Reckoning 2, by which time even Beyonce's PR team won't be able to save you.
Jay goes, let's get it straight. Nobody's afraid of 50 Cent.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
At that point, his safe presentation, even the glasses, what the glasses represent? Intelligence, right? A nerd, maybe? What are some of the things that come along with you being a nerd? Like, don't hit a guy with a fly. He's not identifying with the transition and difference and the perception of Jay-Z. Now he's really safe, and people feel comfortable with him because they know he's not going to do anything inappropriate or try not to. Meanwhile, when he's saying he's not afraid of 50 Cent, why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of?
For years, the tension between 50 Cent and Jay-Z lived in the margins of hip-hop coded bars, evasive interviews, and whispers passed quietly through the industry. No direct shots. No public confirmations, just messages hidden in plain sight. This documentary cuts through that silence. No speculation, no mythology. Just what can be documented, placing the story on record and forcing it out of the shadows. What emerges isn't a petty rap rivalry. It's a study of power, how it's built, how it's shielded, and how it's deployed without ever looking like a weapon. Both men rose as architects of modern hip-hop influence, but they played entirely different games. One applied pressure, openly provocation, confrontation, disruption as dominance. The other moved without noise alliances, patience, and long-term consolidation of control. This isn't ego versus ego. It's strategy versus strategy. Two systems revealed, two philosophies exposed. And when power is most effective precisely because it stays unseen, the final question cuts deeper than any diss track ever could. Was this ever personal? Was it always about who truly understood power and how to keep it?
I guarantee it will outgrow Diddy's documentary. If Beyonce sends me a legal letter on behalf of Jay-Z, I remind her to stay quiet. This is a dispute between men, and she has no right to interfere. I have to let everyone see the true face of Jay-Z. Jay-Z and Diddy have been longtime friends, and their business dealings never stopped. He frequently attends Diddy's parties, so why do people think he's innocent? Jay-Z and Diddy got involved in the same case in 2024, where a victim claimed she was assaulted by both Jay-Z and Diddy. I remember Jay-Z saying these were all rumors and that he was defending Diddy. But ironically, Diddy got arrested in 2025, and there's enough evidence to count his crimes on one hand. I've known him for 20 years, and I know how many bad things they've done behind the scenes. After Jay-Z founded his company, he repeatedly got into copyright disputes. In 1999, he was convicted of third-degree assault and served time in prison. He was unfaithful to Beyonce, and he was caught by Beyonce's sister. I think everyone has seen the footage of him getting beaten up in the elevator. I've already gathered the evidence, and I'm going to give Jay-Z a surprise.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy.
I don't know. That was a real suburb question.
I know, right? Proximity.
And the proximity.
Proximity. That's an SAT hit parade word. I learned that.
Do you think he fucking knew all of the shit that was going on? Then I was like a...
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it...
Like I said.
No matter how you answer that shit, you snitching.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a nice kind of question.
You asked the question like a fan.
Hey, I grew up with white people, but one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
But it's a
You know
great
what I mean?
question.
Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
He said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce Lechem?
Le chemin de roi.
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Chemin de roi.
Because I know Branson.
Yeah.
That's the one I pronounce.
Branson. That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
Biff, you're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got that shit in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit. Not that it's real or not.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't fucking give her a drink so she forget what the fuck happened. What the fuck is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the drink. I gave me the fucking drug to perform. So she can remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the fuck? This is, yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. Well, I don't know why it's so hard for people
So
just
for
to
people to
acknowledge
feel
weird
like
shit is
you
weird.
would
In the era of physical sales, release dates were never accidents. They were calculated decision strategic pressure points set by those who controlled distribution, radio rotation, and the entire promotional pipeline. From 50 Cent's vantage point, what was often labeled as competition felt far more deliberate. Pressure applied through systems already owned by the same hands shaping the outcome. When access determines exposure, success starts to feel constructed rather than earned. Visibility stops being a reward and becomes a lever. And once results are influenced by who controls the marketplace itself, the line between fair competition and quiet obstruction all but disappears.
I said, Dame, are you all right? Do you need anything? None of the people that have vocalized that another man, and to me, again, that whole conversation's a bit feminine. But if you're gonna say some shit like that, you should have actually done something to help the problem. But I never got the call from Ray saying, do you need anything? And anyone else that I've ever given, paid a bill, paid their rent, paid their college, any dollar, not one person, and I don't want them to, because they know I'm all right. But not one person has called and said, yo, could I send you something to help? But I don't need the help. But if you're gonna talk about it, be about it. But to me, that's just a jab when you tell and promote a false narrative and say that I'm in such a bad place that another dude should help me, and that my tail's in between my legs to the extent, because of a lawsuit, that I would actually take that money. I'm a man. I don't want nobody to give me nothing but the opportunity to do what I gotta do, and I don't see no opportunity. I don't want to perform for the Super Bowl. I'm not all right with the NFL. I'm still mad it ain't no black owners. We went from kneeling to being happy when we could perform for them. That wasn't what I was about. I was about ownership of our own league and taking pride in that. I'm not a court jester for everybody else to get good ratings. I know what we're being used for, and I'm not cool with that. So it's a big deal is to jump on a stage for a bunch of white owners? No, that's embarrassing to me. It's a spectacle. They're laughing at us. Like being patted on the back by another culture is not how I judge my success. Only person that has the audacity to pat me on my back is my family. And they better, I'd be like, you better chill out. I don't want no pats on the back. I don't play that. I'm not in the patty pat club. On no level.
I feel you. But speaking of the NFL, I know right now Nicki Minaj, she calling out Jay. And I know Colin Kaepernick's wife, she called out Jay saying that, Jay did her husband wrong. But I don't know. I don't know the backstory behind that, man. But I know it's going, viral right now on social media. But I do want to ask you, how do you feel about the NFL right now, in general?
While domestic charts shaped the official story, international markets told a quieter, less managed truth, one driven more by demand than by coordination. The documentary challenges the idea that visibility equals dominance, suggesting instead that consensus is often manufactured through marketing spin, synchronized media coverage, and carefully controlled exposure. Viewed this way, cultural authority feels less organic and more engineered. Popularity begins to look like a designed outcome rather than a spontaneous response. And if access rather than audience connection can decide success, the final question becomes unavoidable. What exactly are the charts measuring?
Are some women
Damn,
that are
Al.
like, no,
Yeah,
I
what's
think
up
there's
with
some
this guy?
women that are like,
This guy's supposed to be from Queens, bro.
let me cook.
Fucked up experience.
You kick him off the corner one time.
No, what I'm saying is I know a couple of exes that fucking throw me under the bus.
You should let him have the corner.
That's what I'm
None of
saying.
this would have happened if you let him have the corner. Would have been fine.
You know, there's some like opportunists they'll just throw out the fucking.
But that's what I'm saying. So you had to have something. Look, if you already interacted with the person, right, and you hadn't had a bad experience, it would take more for them to say some of the shit that you see these people say. Right? Like, you go, what made you do? Well, what made you, even when we part ways, and because a lot of times when we interact with people, they're not just having fun for tonight. They think we're leading into this hardcore relationship that may not materialize. Right? So I see what you're saying, where they can look and go, well, look, you met the girl in 2003. You hung out with her. You had a good time after the show with 30 girls there. You just went and y'all hung out, right? And y'all just part ways, right? So there's no negative things between it, but she can look up at the TV now, and you've been a success since then. Feel like that's my life. I was supposed to be there, and be upset with you and say something. But will it have any merit to it?
If I gotta keep
that
it real,
woman hasn't been
you ain't always have the most amicable breakups. Do you remember where, I think it's your baby moms, where it's like she was kind of speaking out, and then all of a sudden the house just got burnt down.
Yeah, but it happens. Left eye. She burned the house down.
This nigga is crazy. That's what I was saying.
No, my God, he goes, wow. So I know how you feel about me now. No. He's going. He's great. So he saw me right the match.
I want my block back.
He goes, look, I have faith in our just justice.
I'm a
I
civilian
believe
now.
there will be consequences connected to the behaviors and actions that this brother is talking about.
Oh my goodness, man.
Why is that a part of his thought process today while we're here having a good time?
That's a good ass point.
Look, you do have people that really, look, when you break up with them, they don't care about you anymore.
Yeah.
So they'll say things and you go, yeah, but it doesn't hold merit. It doesn't have any real.
Yeah, of course. After all these years, and you don't see nothing. Yeah,
the girl that's just upset with you, she's just angry with you.
The controversy surrounding the Super Bowl performance became an unintentional case study in how legitimacy is negotiated behind closed doors. Eminem's reported insistence on inclusion stood in contrast to hesitation from key decision makers, exposing how alliances function when global visibility is at stake. Talent was never the issue. Authorization was. And when access to the world's largest stage depends on one figure validating another, a more unsettling question emerges. Who actually controls the gate? What followed revealed deeper fractures around power, dignity, and ownership. Public concern was expressed, but private support never surfaced. The resulting narrative implied dependence and implication firmly rejected. No help was requested. None was needed. This was never about charity. It was about access, not spectacle, but respect. The Super Bowl itself was reframed not as an honor, but as a transaction serving interests far removed from the culture it profits from. Participation without ownership rang hollow. Celebration replaced resistance. Visibility was mistaken for progress, and somewhere in that exchange, pride was quietly traded for ratings. At the same time, two leadership models came into sharp...
What a celebrity's issues will be.
Wait, what does that mean?
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip hop culture could think that everybody in hip hop culture is with that shit.
So by you, you're good, bro. You're fucking good.
Yeah.
He's protecting hip hop.
Yeah.
If you don't speak out and make them the weirdos, then they're gonna think everybody's
Every
like
single
that.
person is like that involved in hip hop culture.
Makes you think, did Jay do it?
Shut up. He's in trouble. We live in New York, bro.
No.
Come on. We live here.
No, free Jay-Z.
I'm just saying.
Shout out Mufasa. We all gonna go and support. Yo, we can all see. You are crazy. That was the craziest thing. I literally.
What's
bro,
the lady at Rock Nation? I gotta send her that.
You don't feel like that happened the same day, bro. What's the day came out the day before, the next day?
I was eating Raisin Bran. Okay, I'm eating Raisin Bran. I got my daughter in my arm. I'm scrolling, right? I see somebody screenshot your shit is Jay and the whole family at the Mufasa fair, and then the comment is 50 Cent. Jay said, they said I the 13-year-old. Let's go watch Mufasa.
Everybody get dressed. We're going to see Mufasa right now. I just think it was a good look, like angling yourself as
a family man.
Yes.
But they had to go to the premiere,
that
bro.
was planned already. I'm
They had to go to the premiere.
And I realized that later, but I'm just saying to you, I haven't seen him in a long time. That's all I said. When I hadn't seen him in a long time, and then I heard this shit, and then I looked and I saw Mufasa, I said, whoa. That's all that fucking happened, bro. You think this is at my phone? This is my phone. This is happening at real time. I'm going, yo. He said, yo.
You just gotta say everyone gets these jokes, bro. That's what you gotta say.
Yeah, no.
Rappers, listen, comedians are the new
Why do
rappers,
people-
bro. That's
Why
the
do
thing.
people come to my page, bro?
That's true.
I know what I'm
You
saying.
know what they say?
That is true.
Well, you don't think you're gonna happen next? Yeah, this is what they said to me, buddy. Well, you're next, buddy. You're fucking, you're laughing at this.
Harper Focus. One built on presence, accessibility, and direct engagement. The other defined by distance, insulation, and strategic elevation. Proximité versus mystique. In a culture born from shared struggle, the question lingers: which approach sustains real influence and which creates separation once success is secured? Silence, too, emerged as a form of power. Absence can shape perception as forcefully as any declaration. When those with influence choose not to respond, restraint is often mistaken for endorsement. Left unchallenged, that assumption hardens into accepted truth. What began as a seemingly light online moment soon fed into this broader reading. A screenshot circulated Jay-Z with his family at a film premiere, and its timing sparked jokes, speculation, and instant commentary. The image was framed as intentional, a signal of stability and values. Later, it became clear the appearance had been scheduled long before. But by then, perception had already settled. In an era of constant visibility, coincidence is rarely granted the benefit of being accidental. Here, humor functioned as both shield and signal. Jokes traveled faster than context, reinforcing the belief that public figures are always performing even in private. Comedy became commentary. Entertainment blurred into interpretation. And when everything is documented and reaction is immediate, narrative almost always outruns intent.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
he had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he didn't show up.
No, he had like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong. At the same time.
After that, he got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, he's been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because
from
he's
the
no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
I'm saying shit you didn't see.
He deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it was like this, like. Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. You're
I
like,
hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you niggas this year. Come on, bro.
That's crazy. He just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation break. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. What the fuck is that? Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh, wow. So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah,
Within this landscape, Jay-Z's partnership with Beyonce is framed as a rare convergence of private life and strategic expansion. To supporters, it represents the natural evolution of two artists ascending in parallel. To critics, it appears more calculated, an alliance that reinforces legitimacy and softens scrutiny at a pivotal moment. Together, they illustrate how legacy can be curated across music, fashion, and corporate identity. When intimacy and branding advance in tandem, the line between authenticity and strategy begins to blur. The discussion then widens to consider how success inevitably attracts accusation. Rumors, grievances, and retrospective claims often surface long after the moment has passed. Not every past relationship becomes a conflict, but time, distance, and visibility reshape memory. Some allegations emerge less from demonstrable harm than from resentment, proximity to power, or the belief that closeness should have guaranteed permanence. In these cases, narrative overtakes evidence and emotion fills the space where proof is absent. Breakups, personal or professional, are rarely balanced. Silence from one side is frequently read as guilt, even without corroboration. Over time, unresolved frustration hardens into allegation, leaving the public to separate grievance from credibility without a stable anchor to truth. The lens ultimately returns to power and perception. Once a legacy reaches a certain scale, every action is decoded.
Jay and Puffy is close, even though Jay's lawyer came out and said they're not.
Because Jay-Z and Puff was given an assignment, and that was to destroy East Coast rap. And what I mean by that, and I know people gonna be like, yo, Gene is out of his mind and everything like that. Check this out, bro. Is that New York rappers was getting 800 to 1.2 million, or some larger than that, and sign with labels back then. And they was getting a lot of money to make albums and records. When they had guys down south that these labels was paying $250,000, $300,000 on record deals, and these guys was bringing back platinum albums and everything like that. So what they had to do was, they had to keep New York rappers down. That's one reason, other than the Irv Gotti shit that 50 was going through and the poison they was putting in about 50, he had to go elsewhere to California, or with Jay and not with Dre and Eminem to get a deal. They did not want East Coast rappers to get big. They were suppressing all new artists that was coming out of New York. Jay and Diddy was doing that. That's why when I heard your story, because I knew this for a long time, but when I heard Dame Dash that Jay wouldn't sign off on nothing, Jay wouldn't do this and Jay would that, because he couldn't let a Cameron blow up. He couldn't let an East Coast rapper like Beanie Siegel blow up. Because him and Diddy was giving that deal, we gotta keep these East Coast rappers down. Because down south rappers, Cash Money, No Limit, Ludacris and them, they was taking little money and bringing back more money and making more money for them. So the record.
every absence interrogated, and every relationship reframed as strategy. The focus shifts away from what actually occurred to who controls the narrative once success becomes permanent and whether truth can survive in an environment where visibility itself is treated as evidence. Amid this churn of accusation and rebuttal, chronology becomes critical. Many circulating claims trace back more than 2 decades so distant that legal resolution is no longer possible. These moments predate the public identities and partnerships that now define the figures involved. Time functions as both shield and distortion, dulling accountability while amplifying speculation. Within the documentary's broader framework, Diddy is positioned not as an exception, but as a product of a larger system governing access. Influence operates through relationships, mentorship, and control of platforms rather than overt authority. Power moves quietly through alignment, exclusion, and selective opportunity long before outcomes ever become visible. As scrutiny intensifies, attention turns to timing. Why now? One interpretation suggests that public outrage moves in cycles, rotating through sanctioned targets. When one figure